Hi everyone. Hi everybody. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. We're gonna try to do this in an hour, and then I'm gonna get off. But make sure you hit the like button as you come in. If you want to share me out, please. This is on all platforms: Facebook and YouTube. So please hit the like button, please. Thank you guys for coming in, and I'm gonna wait a minute or two. I know I'm a little late for y'all. The son has started football. We're trying a new team, and they start practice this week. So, child Jamel has practice from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:45 to 7:30, 7:45. And child, it's kind of a nice day today. But it won't during the summer. It's probably gonna be some hot days, but we're here for it. Um, but I'm waiting on a few people to come in, and then we're gonna get into it. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're gonna get into it. The content on tonight. Um, I know I'm a bit behind, but I do apologize with y'all. Trying to get anything for everything out. I'm gonna try to breeze through this because it really just, it's just really building up it's like a build of everything. So I'm trying to make sure that I build up the case for you guys in a way. I think the prosecution is building up a case, showing where that something happened to the boys before they even moved to the home. So they're building. It's like a build up, and I see where they're going. It's just something I do feel, in my opinion, um, I do feel that you know the the the, the detectives could have did a little more better job at investigating. But what do I know about investigation? Child, a I'm just a speculator. But I am going to um, go ahead and start it up in a Okay, can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Thumbs it up, thumbs it up. Give me a thumbs up because my screen is just like. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Okay, I got you. All right. Welcome in, everybody. We're going to try to day 9 and 10 of the West trial. We're gonna get into some of the content and show you guys some of the things that we that was presented in court and gives us information about some of the videos and stuff like that. Um, so let me know if you guys can hear me. Give me the thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me the thumbs up, please. Or this child, this is like this ain't working. Trisha, can you hear me? Give me the thumbs up, y'all, if y'all can hear me. Thank you, or something. Say yes. Just give me a thumbs up. Even the ones in the bushes. Thank you. Thank you, Trisha. I guess the people in the bushes just can continue to be in the bushes. I don't know what else to tell you, child. Um, but y'all, Monday, um, let me wait a few minutes for some more people to come in because I know it takes YouTube maybe 10 minutes to let everybody know that I'm live. So I hope everybody had a good Tuesday. Um, Tuesday, it was an okay Tuesday, y'all. It was an okay Tuesday. I hope everybody on here had a good day and able to, relax for this evening and get prepared. I can't believe how fast these weeks are going. Like these weeks are going by real fast. I swear to God, they are going by real fast. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into the content, and we're gonna. Okay, so this was Monday. Um, It started off with Bakersfield Police Detective John Ryan back on the stand, and he is being questioned by the prosecutor Eric Smith. And Ryan did identify an item shown to him as a warrant for bank records for the West from Strata Credit Union. It says here that Smith ended his questioning and Alexia Torres Stalling, one of Jacqueline's attorneys, cross-examined him. And Torres, she's going over his training. She asked how many missing person cases Mr. Ryan has overseen. Um, and he says here, I don't recall any in the gang unit. Ryan said, but when he was on patrol, there were numerous cases involving missing people and maybe one or two with children. Ryan said he's a liaison with the FBI, but works for Bakersfield Police Department. He has training. Even training he had in that job is on the job training with them. He's a terrorism liaison officer, but it's not necessary all terrorism cases. There are ones involving drugs and sex trafficking, whatever they give him. Only this one involved missing children, he said. Under questioning, Torres, Jacqueline's attorney, asked Ryan under the questioning of Torres Stallings, Ryan said he was called to Cal City on December the 22nd of 2020 for the missing person case, not a homicide investigation. Through questioning and follow up by the judge, Ryan acknowledged human trafficking occurs through Interstate 5. Hey, Anastasia, how are you? And it says here Ryan testified he arrived December 22nd and was on the street, but not in the West's house. Before he interviewed Jacqueline West, he didn't go into the home. He searched fields, drove around looking for surveillance videos. Ryan said he did not speak with anyone from Cal City. He said he did not review any video before interviewing Jacqueline West. Ryan said his initial canvassing of the area involved looking for the children, clues where they had been. He spoke with Cal City Police once going to the department headquarters. Torres Stalin asked if there was a meeting with other law enforcement. Ryan said yes, a small meeting with other officers. He said the meeting occurred around 7 p.m. on December 22nd. Um, he don't remember the upon further questioning. Says here that Ryan said he doesn't remember the exact time of the meeting, but it was before the interview. Says here he had spoke with Cal City Officer Brian Hanson about interviews with the West children. Um, Detective Ryan said he didn't review the video or transcripts of Hanson's interviews with the children before interviewing Jacqueline. He said he did not review video or transcript of initial interviews police had with the West before interviewing Jacqueline. That's good because that means he came in with the open mind, trying to see what's going on. Says here, Ryan said he doesn't know that if Jacqueline slept or ate anything before the second interview, and he gave the same answers for Trezell. Ryan basically said he has no psychology or training or anything like that when it comes to interrogating people. He said there are differences when it comes to interviewing witnesses as opposed to suspects. Ryan said he knows what a ruse is. Torres Stalin asked if a story he told Jacqueline West regarding his sister was a ruse. Ryan said no, it's a true story. So, and Ryan agreed that the story was a way to connect Jacqueline with Jacqueline. Torres Stalin asked if it was an intimidation factor to say Jacqueline's children would be taken away. Ryan said no. The kids had already been removed from the home. So the children, when he was when they played their interrogation video and he was telling her that it was hold on. So it says here that he wasn't intimidating Jacqueline to get a confession because the children were already removed. It says here if Torres Stalin asked if he recalled telling Jacqueline where she would also lose her house, car, family, friends, and her husband. Ryan said yes. So obviously that is true because she's sitting in jail. Um, It says here Ryan did not know that any of the West children have cognitive difficulties and did not review school records. Um, and she's trying to say that he's trying to make it seem like this man didn't do his third investigation and just went on a witch hunt. So she said that at Stallings did he know only 65,202 kids were reported missing in California in 22. Um, the prosecution objected and said she'll move on to Kern County statistics. In 2020, 4,227 kids in Kern County were reported missing in 2020. Damn, that's a lot of children that's missing, child. That's a lot of children that's missing. Um, let's move on from this. Um, it says here that um It says here that she did correct herself, and 14 dealt with parental abduction. 8 were under suspicious circumstances related to stranger abduction. Ryan said he was aware of those numbers, and and he says here Ryan testified all the other missing children cases he has investigated involve runaways. So majority of these children are running away from home. So Stalling is asking Ryan, let's get to the meat and potatoes, about surveillance footage he had reviewed on December the 22nd, which showed only 4 children entering the van on December the 19th. The West had 6 children. Ryan said he could not identify the faces or ages of the children who entered the West van. Tori Stoller is showing him a portion of the video he reviewed. She had asked to admit it into evidence, and Bremer admitted it. Tori Stoller is about to play the video, so they played the video. And it says here the camera points towards the West home, and the white van is visible. It is from across the yard at a distance at which it's difficult to make out clothing or distinguishing characteristic. So Stallings asked, "Do you know if any of these individuals were carrying children that day?" Ryan said it didn't appear. So she asked if he knew for sure. He said no. Um, says here that Ryan was asked if he's seen a video. He contacted a neighbor who is seen in the video after the van pulls away. Ryan said he doesn't know if anyone asked that neighbor if they saw 6 children enter the van. So they're trying to make it seem like, this is what prosecution do is make it seem like um, they didn't do a thorough investigation and that, the kids are still out there. But I'm gonna be honest, I just don't believe in my spirit that those children are missing. They missing from this earth. So they've been taken from this earth. It says here that Stalin showed the Jacqueline's attorney show a second video, and Ryan said he watched this one too, and it's from the same camera, same angle. And he said that, hold on, y'all. Now watch what the woman put up. It says here that the video shows a van pull up, people get out. Torres Stalin asks again if he knows if anyone was carrying the child. Ryan said no. Ryan testified he watched those 2 videos on December the 27th, and he said he didn't know the first video played had been digitally enhanced by the FBI and doesn't know if other videos were enhanced. And so she's going to play the video from December the 21st, the day the boys were reported missing. It says here Ryan said he went to another resident where he got access to security footage, but was not able to view it on December 2nd, 27th. And he doesn't know if it was continuous footage. He said the homeowner was not able to access it because he wasn't home. And it says here it wasn't until later that they got access. Ryan said he doesn't know if anyone else received a statement from the homeowner saying a black woman had driven through the desert area that night. At the West home, Ryan said he saw fingerprints on the sliding glass door in the back. And he said he doesn't know if anyone grabbed that as evidence. So they're sitting up here with fingerprints on the door and all that. And it's crazy to me. It says here, asked if he knows of any other smudge marks around the home. Ryan said no. He said, well, less than a week from the reported disappearance, he saw the marks on the glass door. Ryan said he saw the children's room with very few toys. He said he didn't see toothbrushes. He said he was told a used diaper was found a year later at the home. He said he saw children's clothes of various sizes, 1 or 2 Christmas presents for Ori and Orson. So all them children, y'all, and all that money y'all get, y'all can get them kids number 1 or 2 presents. They staged all this, and for them to find one diaper, I bet you Trezell pissed in that diaper or one of the other children because it wasn't Oren or Orson. So Stalin played another video, and Stallings pointed out to a shadow in the backyard of the West home. An individual has popped up. The video continues to play. It says here Stallings has paused the video. You can clearly see someone or something moving back there, correct? And Ryan said yes, the video has resumed. And Ryan agrees under questioning that the individual moves to an area where he can't see them, then comes back. He agrees there is a light that turns on in the West house. He said he doesn't know if that light has a motion sensor light. A vehicle is seen leaving a nearby residence. Ryan said he doesn't know whose vehicle that is. Why would he? Some lights are seen flickering and a car drives by. Whose car is that? Torres asked. I have no idea, said Ryan. So the video has been paused as it's time for the court's 15-minute break. So continuing question with Mr. Ryan back on the stand. So basically, they just questioning him about the videos that were um the surveillance videos from the neighbor's home and seeing if he's watched these videos. She keeps recycling these videos, trying to make this man see that, to make some children appear, and there's no children that appeared at all. So it says here obvious differences in the West statements were that one said the grandma had been transported by them, the other said they didn't. Ryan said regarding the disappearance, he said their statements about closing the back gate was different. It says here as if he was keeping an open mind while interviewing Jacqueline. Ryan said he was, then said the first interview was to lock her into a statement. Ryan said there were times he left the interview. He left the room because he needed more details before going back in. He said after those 5 minutes getting brief, he then tried to lock Jacqueline into a statement. Um, Says here the prosecutor has asked for a quick sidebar before the next video is played. So it says here it asks if the part of the 5 minute conversation he had with Hanson included with what the plan was when they went in to interview Jacqueline. Ryan said yes. He said they didn't discuss the interrogation tactic. Ryan said he's aware. Hanson touched Jacqueline on the leg and smiled of her back. He said he didn't tell Hanson to do that. Child, that sounds like sexual harassment. That sounds like sexual harassment. Um, So it says here, Torres Stalin said Ryan stormed out of the room when Jacqueline said she regretting calling police. Ryan said he walked out. So, we did hear what she said she regret calling the police. But if you call the police and these children are missing and you have nothing to do with it, you shouldn't regret calling the police. Like, why are you regretting calling the police when two children are missing? That sounds like crazy to me. So it says Torres Stallings asked Ryan if he remembered telling Jackie he would apologize if he was wrong about her. Ryan said yes, and then Torres Stallings said I'm going to hold you to that. So I guess she said she got a slam dunk case and Jacqueline is not going to be found guilty. It says here prosecutor Eric Smith argued that Torres Stallings was argumentative and there was no question pending. Judge Bremer sustained the objection. So it says if Smith is again questioning Ryan. Ryan said, other than calling 911, the West said that they didn't call anyone else. Ryan has been excused. So it says Jeffrey Cecil from the crime lab uh, supervisor. He's been called to the stand. He takes photos of crime scene, collects evidence. It says here he went to the West home to collect evidence. He did. And Cecil said I did see any items of evidence. So it was, Torres said asked about some anomalies could mean disturbance in the ground or human remains can find pipes, rocks, and old plants. Cecil said he didn't fingerprint that day. I don't know why. He doesn't recall anyone asking him to lift fingerprints from a glass sliding door. So they dropped the ball on getting them fingerprints. It says here that they talk about other stuff. It says here Destiny Martinez has been called to stand. She's the lab tech at Bakersfield Police Department. It says here is to her duties is to document crimes. She took photos of the crime of the scene first. She showed Smith shows photos from December the 29th. The first photo was the West white van. The next photo was the West home booth, exterior and interior. She's going over each of the photos. Y'all, I'm getting bored with it. Sorry, it was a boring. It's been the last 2 boring days. Says here Martinez took multiple photos of the backyard, which is mostly dirt. So if now how now let me say this. Now, how is Trezell is going to be gathering some damn wood, y'all? Now, y'all see this on the screen. How is Trezell gonna be gathering wood when there were? Hold on, let me back it up. Let me back it up. How is Trezell gonna be backing wood? I mean, gathering wood when Martinez said that she took multiple photos of the backyard, which is mostly dirt. So where he gonna gather the wood from? He opened the gate and there was sticks. They mostly dirt. So that sound like how you gonna gather some wood? It says here there were presents with tags identifying Orrin and Orson. It says here there was fluid used to detect presence of blood was applied to multiple areas, including bedrooms and bathrooms. Nothing was located. Says here court was in recess. Hold on, y'all. Let me take this off the screen. That's just crazy. Like basically they trying to you said where the trees. That's what I'm saying. If you go gather some wood, where the trees at? You talk about this mostly dirt. So you got a little bit of grass. So where you gather the wood at for the fireplace? That's the only thing they can come up with. I'm gonna be honest. That's the only thing. That's the only thing they could come up with, Trisha. That's the only thing that they could come up with when it came to that. That's the only thing they could come up with was was he was that he went out gathering some wood and left the gate open. Child, and it ain't nothing but Arizona desert, California desert. Child, please. It's all we're gonna get to where it says they check the old residents and stuff like that. Um, hold on a minute. Um, hold on, give me a second, y'all. I gotta go over 2 days worth of stuff that I already. I'm trying to make it fast as I possibly can, but I don't know. Like they dropped the ball on not getting the fingerprints off that glass door. Um, so okay, hold on just a minute. Hold on. But I think that was kind of wrong Hanson to touch Jacqueline kind of inappropriately. Kind of sound like some type of form of sexual harassment. Hold on. I'm almost where I need to be. He said mostly dirt. And hold on, y'all. Report back in session now. I finally found it. Hold on. It's taking a minute. All right, y'all. So Alexia starts it off with the cross examination um, of the in the West trial. Let me get everything back up. This was at 4:01, maybe 1:30 or 2 o'clock Pacific time. So y'all, let me show y'all this. So it says here she starts the cross examination. It says here that on December 29th, when Martinez was at the home seizing evidence, there were at least 4 or 5 other officers with her. Before arriving at the home, Martinez knew there were 2 missing boys, and Bakerville's police department has taken over the case and search warrants were going to be served. She said her job was to seize items they thought could be important. Says here they were at the home. Martinez said they was at the home for 90 minutes. Um, Stallings is asking about spraying the Blue Star solution. Y'all know that is the chemical that reveals traces of blood in the home. It says here Martinez says she sprayed it all over the carpet floors, countertop, pretty much everywhere. It says here Martinez did. I don't know why she didn't do that. I don't know why she did not spray. Y'all see that? Like, it's some stuff they should have done. Like this right here. They should have sprayed the chemical in the van to check to see whether there's any traces of blood. They dropped the ball on that too. It says here there was a diaper on the floor of a bathroom and trash in a small receptacle were not seized. No blankets in the laundry room were seized by her, Martinez said, and no fingerprints were taken that day. It says here that Martinez said that the case was being treated as a homicide investigation as early as December 29th. This as a homicide. They knew the whole time that it was Jacqueline and them. They were just making sure they had to get them indicted. Um, Martinez is describing transfer of DNA with skin cells. Y'all should have heard that. That was so boring and so and it was one that was so boring. The car seats and other items were swapped for transfer of DNA, and all the other car seat handles, straps, and areas where the head and legs were swapped. It says here she did it for all 5 car seats that were seized that day. It says here that um, she don't know nothing about no air regulation. If there was any contamination to a diaper seized from the home, and a year later, she went to the home 3 times. Once for the search warrant, the second time for pruning shear were located, and a third time when the diaper was seized. It says here the pruning shears had not been seized prior to her taking them in January. What's pruning shears? So there must be some scissors or something. Um, so Trezel's attorney, Starside says Martinez testified she took a series of photos before the search, and then after he finished questioning, Martinez has been excused. Tammy Sullivan has been called to the stand where she works for the Kern County Search and Rescue. She trains K9 dogs, and one dog does human remain detection and any human scent searches. It's an Australian Shepherd named Sadie. She testifies on the training of the dogs and for how he searched for human remains. It says here that the dog went to Cal City. She believes she got the set call around 7 p.m. She went with other people. There was another dog handler. Sadie showed no interest in the white Chevy van, the side yard, a vacant lot, and the desert area during a 2-mile search. And Sadie located no human scent of significance. Now that's alarming right there. This is in Cal City, California. Now, exactly. The seat from the cut, like that's what I'm saying. Like they ain't do none of that. And it says here, Sadie the dog ain't showed no interest in the white van, the side yard. So these children ain't been at this yard. Look at it now. A dog that is trained for human scent didn't locate any of these children's scent in 2 miles of the vicinity of the home. No interest in the white Chevy van, the side yard, a vacant lot, the desert area during a 2-mile search. Sodi located no human scent or consent significance. They lived in an apartment complex, so we're gonna get to that. This is that was they talked about today. They interviewed the landlord. I'm trying to get there. I may have to breeze through some of this. Um, So it says here, Sadie searched in the backyard, then in the house, showed no interest. Sadie showed interest in the side gate into the backyard and 2 other areas of the backyard. She showed no interest. 2 inches were scraped off of 2 miles in the backyard, and Sadie showed interest in 2. So it says if Smith is not going to play video of the search conducted, and they played the video till the end of the day. They showed so many videos yesterday, child. All you heard was silence. It says in the second video, Sadie lays down on the dirt in the yard. That's an alert. So it said when she lay down on the mound, that's her alert when she locates something. Something means human remains. It could be blood, bones, or fluid. So it says Smith ended his question, and the FBI dug there and didn't find any human remains. It says here that Trezell, person, it says if Sadie isn't trained to identify the sin of can only identify if a person was present. Um, it can't tell when traces of blood belong from were left. Um, so court is in recess. Um, so they talk about the route of the dog. Um, there was no human remains. Um, they show videos to the end of the day. They get just to do questions about Sadie the dog and what all they knew. Some of this stuff is just, please get to the point. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting. Hey, Chris. I think they've been had that van. Hold on, y'all. Whew. So, y'all, they played that video. Um, they played that video too. They played a lot of videos yesterday to the end of trial. So I want to get to um, I want to get to today, and then I'm gonna let this go. But this is making me tired, and I've been tired too. Um, so let's brief through the uh, the trial for today. I listened to some of it, y'all, but I did not know how easy it is. To adopt children in California. That's kind of alarming how easy it is to adopt children in California. Hold on, y'all. Hold on just a minute. Hold on, y'all. Let me go all the way down. All right, y'all. So I do apologize. I swear my stuff is just cutting up to naught, but I am back. Um, so this morning they did interview some people um, for the trial. There was video surveillance of a Dollar General. There was. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna try to go through it in 30 minutes. Y'all just hang with me. Hold on a minute. Let me get to the 8 hour mark. And then y'all just hang with me because there's a lot of key stuff today that when I was listening to while I was working. Because they went to everywhere they say they went and they said no children came out of that house. So they want to know where the children at. They want to know where the children at. And they something happened to those children beforehand and they don't want to talk about it. Hold on, y'all. We getting to the good part. It's gonna take y'all. It's gonna be the June. This is the longest trial. I thought the George Floyd trial. The no baby. This is a long trial. I'm almost there. Hold on, y'all. So we on day 10 of trial, and we're gonna get to it. Okay, let me go back up. I know y'all like Monica get to it. I know. Okay, y'all, we done made it. We done made it. Me either. That's what I'm saying. Like they got to come with it. Prosecution. This is just all circumstantial evidence. There's no real, unless they get them children put them children on the stand. I don't see it either. Um, unless they put the children on the stand and they can testify and said that they seen this and that, then they may get off, but they won't get off with God. Let me say that. They won't get off with God. But this is all circumstantial evidence. Um, and so y'all, this is day 10. Um, so it says here, prosecutor says the boys died 3 months before the West reported them missing in Cal City. But Trezell and Jacqueline say they have they will disappear from their backyard, while Trezell gathered firewood from desert, from nothing but dirt and grass. Anyway, it says here the trial resumed with prosecutor Eric Smith playing more surveillance footage of the West home on the night of the boys were reported missing on December 21st. It says here there's the Bakerfield police detective Paul Hernandez who examined the footage, is on the stand. Smith has began playing another video from the same camera. A video drives up to the West residence and two people move from the property to it. The people go back to the West property and the car drives away. Then the West van's lights turn on and it drives away. A vehicle then parks at the West property and the lights remain on. Another vehicle, apparently a police car, drives past. These appear to be the moments when the Cal City police was alerted. Hold on. Were alerted of the situation and began searching. There has been movement in the West backyard. Someone with a flashlight or other light source walking around. More vehicles have arrived as the light is seen shining all over the back area of the West property. The clip has ended. Smith has said he has no more questions. And Torres, lead counsel for Jacqueline, has begun cross-examination. Torres asked how many times did Hernandez watch the videos during his assigned 24-hour period. He said once or twice. Hernandez said he looked for movement both around the West home and surrounding area. Torres Stallings asking about the moment between 5 and 6 a.m. Torres is Stallings playing one of the clips. She points to a light on the home, and as we had been home from a day that if it had been home from day to night, Hernandez says she's not sure and it's difficult to tell if it's on or off. Stallings asked if he noted another light, which she says was on the chimney. Hernandez said he did not note that light is in his report. A vehicle backs up from a residence from the West home. Torres Stallings asked Hernandez if he noted that in his report. He's checking his report. Hernandez testified he did not refer to the vehicle in his report. They just, Jesus, that just killed me with all this not putting shit in their report. I understand we human, we make mistakes, but you know, if y'all on trial and y'all got to take people to trial for the murder of two children, you got to cross the T's and dot your I's. So Stallings asked Hernandez if he noticed some orb lights in the background. He said yes, two lights flickered in the background, then disappeared. Hernandez said he didn't note them in his report. Oh, Lord. Or Hernandez said he didn't note another light towards Stallings pointed out or a vehicle passing by. Man, this man was just going through the video. Torres Stallings continues to fast forward the footage and point out more lights. Another car drives by in the background. And Hernandez said he didn't note it in his report. Jeez. The West van pulls up and someone gets out. And Hernandez says it appears that person walks towards the street, then back to the residence. It says here, Torres Stallings ended her questioning, and now Victor Nassar, an attorney for Trezell, is cross-examining Hernandez. The detective said he did not go to the area seen in the video. His job was to review the videos. It says here Nasser has displayed an overhead map. Said Hernandez said he's not familiar with the roads of the West resident. Doesn't know if anyone made a trip out there. There's a checkup on things seen in the video. Hernandez has been excused. Says here that prosecution is going to play footage taken outside the Bakersfield Police Department on December the 19th. There were technical issues with playing this video last week. Oh, Lord. Here go the infamous video. The camera faces Truxton Avenue and South 8th Street. Smith finished playing the video and has called Detective Kyle McNabb to the stand. McNabb is with the police department and has been there 7 years. McNabb was tasked with getting surveillance footage from December the 12th, 2020 at the Gasco Food Mart and at 430 East California Avenue, Super Grocers, and McDonald's. Says Smith displayed an overhead map showing the locations of the Gasco Superior Grocery. McNabb identified the location. McNabb has been shown a series of screenshots, still images taken from the surveillance footage. The footage is from 2:35 p.m. on December the 19th. Still images from Jacqueline West buying something in the store have been displayed, followed by images of Trezell West at the counter. There's no children. Video footage is being played for the court. Says McNabb said it's from the interior of the gas, so showing the entrance out towards the pumps. McNabb has identified a woman he believes was Jacqueline West at the counter, then leaving the store. So where is the children? Y'all just gonna leave the children at the house? In the car? Says Trezell enters the store. McNabb said while watching the footage, he walks out of the camera frame. Trezell goes to the counter of the business and leaves the store. Another video is being shown with a clear image of the interior of the store showing the line for the cashier. Jacqueline is in the line. McNabb says in another video, Trezell is seen waiting in line. After Gasco, McNabb went to Superior Grocers on Union to retrieve surveillance video. The West white van appears in the footage. Mill is playing a video showing the parking lot of Superior Grocers. The camera faces north. Union Avenue is to the east, and California Avenue is to the north. So court went to recess. Let me see. No kids, right? No kids. So, course back in section, Superior Grocers playing. The West vans is parked in the parking lot. Detective McNabb identified Trezell West getting out of the van and walking towards the store. McNabb said he believes a man walking towards the van from the store is Trezell. The man McNabb identified as Trezell put a car away and gets in the driver's seat of the van, which backs out of his space and drives out of the parking lot. Goes east and, drives off. There is a McDonald's security footage where McNabb said he attempted to review interior footage. There was no exterior footage. It says here McNabb testified a crime scene technician was unable to download the footage. And McNabb testified he didn't see Oren or Orson on any of the video surveillance footage obtained from the business. And at the end of this question, Mr. Nassar is about to start cross-examination. So McNabb said he was tasked to receive the footage by the supervisor, and Nazir is asked about the process of getting the footage. Oh, Lord. So it says here, he testifies to that. Says here there was no exterior footage available at Gasco. As the superior goes, there was an interior footage that he viewed showing Trezell West in the store, but they weren't able to get it despite multiple emails with corporate. McNabb testified he was never provided with video despite requesting it multiple times. Nazar ended his question, and McNabb has been excused. Detective Philip Richard has been called to the stand. He's with the Bakersfield Police Department. On January the 8th, he was tasked with obtaining surveillance footage at the 820 Cottonwood Road. There's a Dollar General at that location. I remember hearing about this. It says the prosecutor displayed the overhead map. And it says here Riccardi testified the West had said they made purchases from the Dollar General. And he was looking from dates from September 12th, 16th, September 20th, and 22nd. Riccardi said the time on the videos was 2 to 4 minutes off, but the dates were correct. Regarding the September 12th footage, Riccardi saw Trezell West ride a bike into the store and leave with a case of water. Damn, how you gonna ride a bike and leave with a case of water on the bike? On a bike? It's telling me. It says on September 16th, Riccardi said he saw Trezell park a van in the lot. He gets out, makes a purchase, and leaves. On September the 22nd footage, Trezell parks the van in the same area, gets items from the store, and leaves. The detective said he only saw Trezell, no one else, in the footage on each day. So they play the surveillance footage. The video shows that white van pull up and the man who appears to be Trezell West into the store. Ricard again said he only saw Trezell in the video. He has been excused. So I'm gonna be surprised if Jacqueline did something to them damn kids, and he covering for her because she done got overwhelmed with these children trying to adopt children. So it says here, report back in session after lunch. Says here, Detective Stephen Pace has been called to the stand, and he's with Bakersfield Police Department. He was assigned to try to locate surveillance footage in this case. Hold on. It says Pace went to Lason's grocery store on California Avenue and was taken to the management office where he was given a copy of a receipt of a transaction and video surveillance. The date of the footage was December the 5th. Okay, now we're getting closer to the date. Pace said it was taken at 11:59 a.m. They played the prosecution played the surveillance video. It says that Trezell West leaves the store and walks toward the parking lot and out of camera view. What the hell did he buy? It says here, video taken inside the store shows the man identified by Pace as Trezell West in the checkout line at Lacey's. Trezell West completes a transaction and leaves. It says here, Pace testified he also retrieved surveillance footage from a Smart and Final store on Stockdale Highway. He said Trezell West purchased a large quantity of items and left. Y'all see the quotation. I don't think they know what they bought at these stores, Trish. The date was December the 5th. So it says here that they play the video, he entered the business, go to checkout. It says here that he was given a receipt of what Trezell bought that day. It says here that Pace went to another Smart and Final on White Lane to get more footage. And it says here the manager gave Pace a receipt of Trezell West purchase. It says here purchases. I'm getting sleepy. Let me get it together. Pace identified images of Trezell West entering the store. A video showed West at cash register making a purchase. Um, Another location Pace went to was the Wooden Nickel. Trezell West made a purchase there. Trezell making all these damn purchases. What the hell you buying, bruh? Trezell bought a knife and two side. Look at this now. It says Trezell bought a knife and two side straps at the Wooden Nickel Trading Company. Smith ended his question. Now read that. And why would he need a knife? Now why would he need a knife and two side straps? So it says here on the cross-examination by Timothy Hennessy, Trezell lead attorney Pace said West's debit card was used to make the purchases at the Wooden Nickel. Pace has been excused. Detective John Bilt has been called to the stand. He's with Bakerville Police Department. On January the 5th of 2020, that got to be 2021, Bilt wrote a search warrant for the West credit report. He submitted the warrant to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. From Equifax found a home loan taken out on September of 2020 and a strata overdraft protection. It says here that he testified info taken off two Chromebooks. They were associated with two of the West's other children. On March the 17th of 2021, Bilt went to a location in Madeira to get video surveillance. It's an AM/PM. The footage shows a white Ford Suburban pull into the parking lot in the West, a female juvenile, and another person get out. So prosecution continued to play the video. The vehicle that pulls up to the AM/PM is registered to be Maria Martinez, Jacqueline's mother. Jacqueline's mama may have lied on the stand, but we're gonna get there. So a woman who appears to be Jacqueline West get out with the young girls and enter the store. It says Smith finished playing the video and ended his question. Bilt has been excused. So no further questions for him. So it says Louis James, a senior officer at the Bakersfield Police Department, has been called to the stand. He's a task force officer with the Department of Homeland Security. On December the 23rd, James went to Cal City to assist the officers who were BPD liaisons officers with the FBI. James wrote search warrants. His primary role while in Cal City was to write warrants, James said. James testified he wrote warrants for call detail records. I remember this too. Listen to this. He said he wrote warrants for 4 cell phone numbers related to the case. He sent the warrants to T-Mobile and Metro PCS. James said he asked for anything they can provide within the time frame he's looking for. The record he gets back are put on a CD and go to a lead investigator. James said he received the call detail data from Metro PCS. Smith is showing some of the information received. One phone was connected to Jacqueline West. Another number also had Jacqueline West as the subscriber name. A document shows the correct records of outgoing and received phone calls. Some GPS and cell tower data is also on the form, James said. James noted one of the phones potentially switched SIM cards, so she got a new phone. James testified he wrote warrants for Instagram and Facebook. So, child, while you on him thinking that you can't, that stuff that we be deleting on Facebook and stuff like that, child, it still can be retrieved from Facebook. It is never deleted. He authored warrants for accounts connected to Giselle and Jacqueline West. James testified he requests info for a certain time frame, and he does when writing warrants for phone information. James said he briefly reviewed the records to make sure he had correct accounts, and then they were provided to the FBI. There were 2 phone numbers related to Trezell and 2 related to Jacqueline, for which he offered warrants for. They ended the question. Stalin, the lead counsel, has begun cross-examination to Mr. James. He claimed that he was in Cal City for about 5 days for the investigation. He did not author search warrants for the phone or social media of Orrin Orson West's biological family. What the biological? So now you're trying to say the biological family stole these boys. That's what you're trying to assume. See, she's trying to throw everything. She need to ask her client what she happened to them boys. It says here that James testified the info he relied on for the warrants came from Cal City Police and the FBI. Smith asked if it's standard practice to rely on other investigators when authoring a warrant. James said yes, unless you're working a solo investigation. James has been excused. Clifton Taylor, a program, this is what I'm trying to get to. A program specialist of the Kern County Department of Human Service has taken the stand. He's reading a statement regarding confidentiality of records held in their possession. And the judge asked, who told you to read that? He said, county counsel. Taylor said, you will answer all questions or you will be held in contempt. So he tried to try not to be held accountable. So he tried to read a disclosure, and the judge said, you will answer all questions or be held in contempt. So ain't no use to trying not to answer no questions because you done dropped the ball, could have gave this woman back up chilling. So y'all got to answer all the questions. He said you will be answered in it. You will be held in contempt. So it says here the prosecution has begun its questioning. And it says here Taylor previously worked in family reunification at the department. Taylor also worked in adoption services as recently as January. Taylor says a resource family is basically a foster family, someone who applies to care for a child in the child welfare system. It says here Smith is displaying a form of showing the 5 steps to become a resource family or foster parent. Taylor said you must attend and listen to this, y'all. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna sit down too long. Leg hurt. It says the first thing you do, if y'all want to become a foster parent, this is all you got to do. Listen in. It says to become a resource or foster parent, said you must attend an orientation, submit to criminal background tests, child abuse background check, attend training, and have your home inspected. So that can be done in a matter of 3 months, and you can be a foster parent. How easy that is. It says here prospective families must go through a series of interview or more in-depth analysis. There is no minimum income. So you ain't got to make a certain amount of money. You ain't even got to make a certain amount of money to adopt a child or to be a foster parent. You just have to show you are self-sufficient. That means you'll be able to you take care of yourself with the help of child welfare office, the welfare office. Hold on just a second, y'all. It says other children in the home are interviewed when someone applies to adopt. It says here, he said you wouldn't be able to become a foster parent if money received from fostering children was your only source of income. It may not have been their only source of income right then, but it became their source of income later. Taylor said he's not aware of follow-ups on people to determine if they still have other income. So these people can play like they have a job until they become a foster parent. And then look at this now. Look at this now. Look at this. They don't check if you foster and you foster one child, right? And you decide that you don't want to work no more. They don't come back and check to make sure you still working after they place the child in your home. Y'all read it? Not for me. Y'all didn't read it, but they need to put more protocols in place. I definitely want them to know that. Um, there are no guidelines as to how much a person must make to be deemed self-sufficient. So you ain't got to make that much money because they're gonna give you the free food stamps. They're gonna give you the extra money for the children anyway. It says here typically money giving for each foster child starts at $1,200 a month. So if you adopt two children, that's $2,400. Think about it. They had four children. That's 40 $4,800 $4,800. 4,800. Who can't live off that? Tell me who can't live off that? Plus getting free food stamps. Taylor testified there is typically an assigned social worker for each home, and there will be a home visit to a resource family once a month by a social worker. Taylor said. On occasion, DNA samples are taken from foster children to establish paternity in juvenile court hearings. It says here that foster children should have current photos in their case file. Warren Orson did not. Says Smith asked if one of the foster children were to go missing. What means does DHS have to identify the child or the photo? Taylor said he doesn't know if there is anything else. Medical records perhaps, nothing. Foster children receive physicals usually on a yearly basis. If they're babies, they get them every couple of months. Then the appointment starts to spread out. It's basically just taking care of a normal child that ain't been adopted. Behavior issues are assessed once a year. It says Smith asked if there were any rules against providing photos of foster children to other family members. Taylor said he's not aware of any. To adopt a child, there is a series of interviews regarding the foster parents and if they have health issues, mental health issues, trauma for their childhood, and assessment of them, Taylor said. If a child can't reunite with their birth family, a permanent home is looked for, including with the foster family. The adoption process starts with reunification being ended, and then child is free for adoption. Birth parents makes appeals. Y'all didn't even give the mom an opportunity to appeal or none of that. Y'all just took this girl's children. It says here, Taylor said they also must send something to the state and get permission to move forward with adoption. Then a meeting is set up to sign the paperwork to adopt, filling out what a birth certificate will look like and financial assistance they'll receive for adopting. It says that court was in recess. So it says court is back in session and a judge or juvenile court will make a decision that a child is now free to be adopted. From the time the parental rights are terminated to a completed adoption takes a year to 18 months. So why did Jacqueline them was so fast? Judge Charles R. Bremer told the jury Taylor did nothing wrong when he cited certain codes before giving his testimony, and that the question of him won't go into area he's not allowed to speak about due to confidentiality issues. So the judge had to go back and make that right. Children are questioning if they would like to continue living in the foster home before they're adopted, if they enjoy living there. Them babies were babies. There's not a specific medical exam, but they have their annual exam completed to see if there are any developmental needs the child has. There are times when two families are competing to adopt the same child, Taylor said, but generally the foster home where the child was placed will have the advantage. And it says a judge is present for the adoption to make it legal as it's a court proceeding. Taylor said, after adoption, there is minimal contact with the child in DHS. They're not actively monitored after that. So after they've been adopted out, DHS don't worry about them no more. There is no verification process, Taylor said, aware of to determine whether the stipend or the adopted parents get for the child is the sole source of income. So they don't even, there's no verification, none of that. It says here that every 2 years they must fill out paperwork to keep getting the stipend. So to continue to get the money to for the stipend for adopting a child, they have to fill out a paperwork. It says here the renewal of the stipend doesn't include a home visit. And it says generally once an adoption is completed, you can't turn the child back into the state if there are issues. There are counseling services they can link the family to, he said. So once you adopt them, you can't return them back to center. If CPS removes the child from the home, the adopted family will be responsible for child support. Dang, and I don't blame them. They shouldn't. Okay. It says, asked about the Jameson Center, Taylor said it's a temporary shelter in Kern County for children. They try not to have them there for more than a few days. God, this is getting interesting now. Y'all, I'm almost done. It says here the children taken in a criminal investigation will be placed in an emergency foster home or briefly in a Jameson Center, Taylor said. A judge will make an order to remove children from the home and what visitation the parents would have, Taylor said. Torres Stalling has begun examination. Taylor said he's not aware of how many children in the foster system are Black, Hispanic, or white, and he doesn't know the percentage of children who are Black, Hispanic, who are reunited with their family. Across the board, it's about 50%, he said. So it says here, Stallings is going over the process when there is a referral to CBS. She asked how much time the parents have until a child is removed from their home. Taylor said once the warrant is signed, they do it immediately. There is no time frame. Recommendation to the judge will involve multiple social workers, Taylor said. The court social worker gets info from other social workers who investigate the referral. The judge then makes a determination. When a child is removed from a home, y'all better get educated on this. When a child is removed from a home, relatives will be considered for placement of the child. That is true. For example, if a boyfriend or husband was involved in an incident, the birth mother might be considered if she lived in another residence and had minimal contact with him. So the person that, say for instance, you were a boyfriend that had your children, had an incident where there were guns, the house was shot up, and you got children in the house. They saying that once she moved and get herself together and no longer be with him, she should get her children back. Basically. It says here Taylor testified he has been to the Jameson Center 10 to 20 times. On the questioning by Stallings, he said younger children are placed out of the center immediately within hours. He said he believes the baseline for emergency foster care is 4 and under. Taylor said he's unaware of rapes and robberies at the Jameson Center. He is aware of assaults that occur there. There was a sidebar following an objection. The attorneys and judges back. In a 14-day notice, a foster family can write something saying they can no longer have the child in their care. Taylor said the child may or may not be made aware of the reason why the family wants them to move. Once the notice is filed, the parents, child, and DHS and both birth parents are still involved come together discuss the issue, see what's best for the child. Stallings asked what recourse the foster family has if they don't get along with the social worker assigned to them. Taylor said they could talk with the supervisor to work out issues or file a formal complaint. He said it would be unusual to have another worker assigned. Part of the foster parent process requires looking for a criminal background as well as checking them into the system called CACI, Child Abuse Central Index, to see if there is a substantial allegation of child abuse against them in any state. Asked if he encounters family who say an adoption isn't working out. Taylor said yes. Taylor said DHS contracts with an agency for post-adoption services. They would no longer be directly involved. The family points of contact would probably be the Kern County adoption, and they will refer the family to the agency. The Taylor testified he doesn't know if those requests by adoptive parents will be noted somewhere. The amount given to adopted parents for a child changes each year. The rate goes up. Children with a disability get a special care increment. Um, so he said, it says here, Tori Starling asked if children with those types of issues aren't as readily adopted. Taylor testified children with more issues are less likely to be adopted. Wow. Taylor has been excused. Rose Espinoza has been called to the stand. She is the manager of Casa Loma Apartments on Lotus Lane. So this is their previous apartment. It says here there are 8 apartments in each of the 14 buildings, she said. Espinoza testified Maria Martinez and Jacqueline West lived in one of the apartments in 2020. She said she is aware Trezell and Jacqueline had lived in one of the apartments. The West moved out of the apartment on September the 24th, 2020, Espinoza said. So they've been in this home for a long time, and then they decided these kids were missing. So there are photos of the apartment complex. Espinoza identified a trash enclosure that has 2 bins inside of it. It says here after Trezell and Jacqueline West moved, the apartment was repainted and the carpet changed, she said. There were no complaints from other tenants, she said. It says here Smith ended his questioning and Stallings has begun his cross-examination. The request made a maintenance request to fix the AC in the apartment sometime in September of 2018. Espinoza testified she can't recall if they had maintenance requests in 2020 other than a carbon monoxide issue. And that was the end of the questioning. Alfredo Bayaca was called to the stand. He works for the Kern Regional Crime Lab. He says here, Bayaca takes photos of documents and crime scenes. He is a criminalist. That is a scientist who uses scientific techniques to test evidence brought to them by law enforcement. They can go to a crime scene or process items such as a vehicle brought to the crime lab. They have vehicle examine bays. On December 23rd, Cal City requested the West van be examined at the crime lab. And then it says here, court is in recess. So tomorrow they'll finish that up with Bayaca about the van. Y'all, I may not get 2-3 days behind. That's a lot. But thank you, T. But Bayaca, I mean, they'll go ahead and they're going to be, Bayaca is going to be testifying to looking at the van and seeing any forensic, scientific evidence is in the van, any evidence or any blood or, just doing a real thorough clean out of that van to see what's going on. Because I remember a video, let me say this before I go. I remember a picture of the van and one of the seats was missing on that van. But we'll see how that works out. Right now, y'all, prosecution saying a lot, but saying like they showing a lot, but there's no beyond a reasonable doubt that they are guilty. Like there's no evidence that says or points to at this time, day 10, that Trezell and Jacqueline West did something to those children. Now, there is surveillance footage, and footage shows that they have proven that the boys were not at that home. They have proved that. But they got to bring this together. They have to bring. It's all on left field right now. Hopefully they can get this home run because they have proven, and I see what they building the case to. But child, if it took them a year to build this case, it's gonna take them even longer to get this conviction. Jesus. Um, but at this time, I don't see like if I was sitting on the stand, I'd still be questioning. Like I can't say they're guilty or innocent because there's no evidence that it shows that the baby, the kids was not at that home, but we can't say that they killed them. They were negligent. That we got to still figure out what happened to the children. Anyway, y'all, that's all what I have for tonight. I'll be live on tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to be live about 9 o'clock because y'all I have classes starting back tomorrow, so that's what I'll be doing. So it'll be about 8 o'clock, 8:39 before I be live tomorrow. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and if you're watching on Facebook, we welcome you here. Hit the like, follow the page, and thank you. Good night.